Good evening, friends. I'm Bray, and tonight, together, we're going to go over the visual pathway. Before we begin, I want to start by saying the visual pathway is a complex series of neural connections that transmit visual information from the eye to the brain, and we're going to go over the breakdown of those key steps together. So it all begins with the light entering the eye. The light is going to pass through the cornea. And bear with me here, my 3D model is super sensitive, so I'm going to do the best I can to demonstrate this for you guys. The cornea, light pass is gonna go through there. It's the clear outer layer of the eye. The light is then going to travel through the pupil, which is that dark center right there. It's the opening in the iris, and the iris is the colored part of our eye. The lens, which is located right back here, is going to focus the light onto the retina, which is this big piece right here. The retina contains photoreceptor cells, or we say rods and cones, that convert light energy into electrical signals. Rods are responsible for vision in low light conditions, and cones are responsible for color vision and fine detail. The electrical signals from the photoreceptors are transmitted to bipolar cells and then to ganglion cells. The axons of ganglion cells converge to form the optic nerve. The optic nerve carries the visual information from each eye to the brain. The optic nerve meets at the optic chiasm. Here, some of the nerve fibers from each eye cross over to the opposite side of the brain. And what this does is it ensures that information from both eyes is processed by both hemispheres of the brain. After the optic chiasm, nerve fibers continue as the optic tract. The optic tract carries the visual information to the lateral geniculate nucleus, or the LGN, in the thalamus. The LGN is a relay station that further processes the visual signals. From the LGN, the visual information is transmitted to the visual cortex via the optic radiations. Visual cortex, which is located in the occipital lobe of the brain, is where the visual information is processed and then interpreted. Different areas of the visual cortex are specialized for different aspects of vision, such as color, motion, and form. The visual pathway is, like I said in the beginning, a complex and intricate system. It involves multiple structures and neural connections. So let's break it down a little bit more. Imagine your eyes are like a camera. Light is going to enter the eye just like light enters a camera lens. Focus is all on the retina. This is like the camera's sensor where the image is captured. Signals are then sent. So imagine the retina translates the image into electrical signals like a camera sending data to your computer. Now onto the highway for signals. Think of the optic nerve like the cable connecting your camera to the computer. It carries the signals from each eye. Optic chiasm. At this point, some of the signals from each eye cross over. This is like signals from your left camera going to the right side of the computer and vice versa. Optic tract, this is the highway that carries those signals to the brain. And then we get to the LGN. Think of this as a processing center of the brain. It sorts and organizes the signals. Optic radiations, these are like smaller roads that carry the signals from the LGN to the final destination. And then we get to visual cortex. This is the part of the brain where the signals are finally interpreted, allowing you to see the image. Your eye captures light, sends the signals to the brain. These signals travel along a specific pathway, and then the brain then processes the signals and creates the image you see.